Praise the Lord, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Lesia the Preacha-OK. Well, this is just a quick energy check. It's been a few weeks since I've done an energy check. I've done a couple of beatitudes and things like that. So, all right, so let's get started, all right? So we're going to start off with the angel message. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great. Getting better each day. You know, dealing with the things I need to deal with. You know, closing out old cycles. And I'm in position and excited about new opportunities, you know. Hey, new opportunities. Or allowing, you know, recent plans to, you know, roll out. Allow my recent new plans to roll out in life, you know. You know. Come on, angels, wake up, wake up. Yeah, I need to make more videos. Here's one that kind of got my attention. Learning new skills. Learning new skills. I'm in position. I'm ready for the new things to roll out. I've closed out a lot of cycles. I closed them out. They're closing themselves out, you know. And I'm in alignment with the closures, you know. And it's time for my new life. I have to learn, you know, a new language. I gotta learn a new language. You know, the new life has its own language, has its own voice, has its own assignment, has its own, you know, it's a new life, a new world. I'm going to be doing new and different things, you know. Education is the most powerful personal resource you can use to change your life and the world. Education. Yeah. A new life has a new script, new rules, new boundaries. It's time to get on it. Get to learning. I mean, even if you move to, you know, a different town, you know, each town has its own movement, liveliness. And you got to learn the ropes. You know, you got to learn it. You got to keep up with the changes. It says, in order to learn new things, that's the only way you're going to be able to, you know, learning new things is the way to manifest success. You're learning something new so that you can be successful. Manifest success. Master your destiny by making use of your skills. So whatever you're learning, you're going to have to apply it. You're going to have to use it. It says harness the creative forces to bring about success and achieve your goals. You got to be creative. You know, what used to work may not work anymore, you know. So in order to learn new things, you're going to have to buckle down and retreat. You're going to have to focus on it. Focus on newness. Focus on what you're needing to learn. Seek and receive consolation from God to overcome a difficult experience. Yeah, you have to close out the old cycles, you know. And there's different ways to close out cycles. And I know one of the things that I was talking to my grandson about, and he's 12. I was talking to my grandson. His name's Caden. Y'all watch my videos with my grandkids. And I was talking to Caden, and I was like, you know, sometimes we have to accept that when we disagree with people, because that other person does not agree with what happened, they don't agree to the problems, how they contributed to the problems. When other people don't agree, because they don't agree, they may not even apologize for what you believe or perceive that they've done. They don't agree that they did it, so they're not going to apologize. So sometimes we have to create closure in our lives without the acknowledgement, without the apology. And that's difficult. It requires retreating. Seek and receive consolation. You know, you're going to have to let God do some healing that other people aren't willing to do. From God to overcome a difficult experience. You know, tell God, you know, they did this to me, they did that to me, and they want to apologize. Tell it to God and say, you know, Lord, help me. Help me to be able to move on without the apology, without the acknowledgement. Help me to move on, even though I've gotten no honor. You know, help me move on. You know, we have to retreat and get help from God to bring closure within ourselves, to balance out ourselves. You know, it says this is a time for reflection, solitude, and contemplation. Yeah, while you're reflecting, you know, solidifying things and trying to, you know, work it out and, you know, learn something new. Learn a new way. End and close those cycles out. Retreat, you know, end and close those cycles out. Position yourself to learn something new so that you can manifest success. So you can be successful somewhere else, in some other way, for other reasons. I like this reading. This is nice. It flows. Retreat. Learn something else. And then manifest success. Manifest success in a whole new world. You know, in a whole different direction. All right. We're going to switch over to Mystic Beauty's cards and see what she has to say about all this. Whoa, here come a card that wanted to jump out. Well, I'll take these two together then, no problem. We got the Four of Wands under learning new things. Because you're learning new things, you know, not just for yourself, but for your whole family, for generations to come. You know, it's for the family. You know, we're all born into, basically married to a family, to a bloodline. Because it says marriage, celebration, rite of passage, like birthrights and things. Successful, establishment or project, rest before the next stage. See, we retreat. Yes, we're coming out of being of retreat and positioning ourselves to learn new things for the family. The moment you're born, you're basically married to your family. You are. I mean, I know we teach that marriage is standing at an altar with an individual. Yeah, that's one type of marriage too. But you're born into a family that gives you a foundation for life to grow. So yeah, you're learning new things not only just for yourself. I mean, for yourself alone is plenty of reason, but when you're born into a family that's still intact, you're doing it for them too. Don't forget about your bloodline, your generational wealth, legacy, and building. We all are responsible to contribute to our family, our bloodline, for generations to come. Just like they did it in the Bible. Ooh, I think the Strength card came in reverse. Yeah, I mean, you do feel kind of weak when you're when you're closing out old cycles and you're positioned to allow new things to come in. It feels like a weak point in your life. I mean, you may feel excited, but whenever you're, tapping into new territory or treading on new ground or whatever, you may feel vulnerable, like you don't have the strength to do it. So you need to surround yourself with family and friends that are supportive. Because sometimes when we're retreating, we pull back from family and friends. Sometimes during this change, the transition of letting go of the old and opening yourself up to new things, we tend to retreat and maybe pull back from family and friends in order to reflect. Well, it's time to bring these people back on board. It's time to bring them back on board so you can get the support and strength you need to endure, this new phase. Nine of Cups in reverse is lined up with manifest success. Okay, so when you're manifesting success, sometimes it can be very abundant, and just watch out for being greedy. When you're on the rise, just be aware of, even other people, these family and friends that you surround yourself with. They can help you one minute and then sometimes people can get a little jealous, and and want to benefit off of your work, but they helped you get there. So yeah, invest in these people because it's generational wealth, because your family, your bloodline, neighbors and friends, the people that help you, establish your new stability, your success. Be a blessing to these people. Let them know that you appreciate them. Let them know. Don't hold back. Don't get to the point where you're so successful that you forget about the people that helped you get there. Don't forget about the people who helped you get to where you are. Don't be greedy with the success, the abundance. Don't be greedy. Share it. Share it with who? The people who helped you get there. Under retreat, we have 7 of Cups. You're also closing out anything and everything that needs to fall away. And for some of us, there's different temptations. It says abuse and drugs, and you're not only setting yourself up for something new, but you're getting rid of old habits. You're letting go of people, places, and things that don't need to move forward with you, that will serve no purpose in your new life. You're going to have other things to be concerned about in the future. But for right now, let go of all these things, people, places, and things. And cling to, again, and bring in the people you need around you. Let go of the old manipulations and the old, things that, maybe they held you down before, but they don't have the knowledge, the wherewithal. And that's why you have to surround yourself with, family and friends, neighbors, people that got your back. Leave these other people, places, and things in the past. Let them wrap up in that old cycle, and go ahead and surround yourself with supportive people. You know who you need to get to the next level. They will find you. Hey, how about that? They will find you. You look for them as they're finding you. Okay? Because people can see, what's going on. Thank you, Miss Ed, for that. And because we're bringing on, some love and support from family and friends, we're reuniting with our support systems, the ones that we have the birthright to. I mean, there are people assigned to you, and you are assigned to them to get through this life. Yeah. And we can call on each other when we need each other. We can seek out to help each other. We can look for it. Too many. I'm not going to take that many. They fell out, though. Here's one that's peeking out. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. Wow. Yeah. You guys are going to have to work together to create this life, You're going to have to be vulnerable again. Vulnerable. I mean, during your vulnerable time, you're going to have to use your vulnerability to reconnect with the people that you need to reconnect with. And it looked like it might be more than just family and friends that you're going to be connecting with. You may have a lover on board, or at least an intimate kind of friend. Just it's going to be someone that's not in your bloodline. Maybe someone that you can go to dinner with. There's different layers of intimacy and layers of relationship building. Bloodline, family, neighbors, friends, and lovers too. So some of us have some love on board. Yeah. We may not even really see it coming and don't think that we're good enough, we think that because of we're kind of banged up, closing out cycles can leave you kind of banged up looking, coming out the wilderness, that coming out of the wilderness, you don't have a lot of culture, and you're kind of a little on the wild side, and you don't see how you even going to fit into this new world, But there are people waiting for you, waiting to greet you into this new space. They're there. And you're going to have to, have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself. after retreating, you're able to see that you are worthy of what's coming. You know, you put the work in. You put the work in. You did. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. The Two of Wands with the Four of Wands. Ooh, yes. You got love, family, friends. You got people that got your back. Yeah. Okay, and so we got the Nine of Cups twice in reverse. The Nine of Cups twice in reverse when it comes to manifesting success. Hold up. Well, with the Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups in reverse, what I get, try not to let the abundance and success interfere with the communication, the passion, and the emotional side. Sometimes success do that. It causes you to, it's a temptation. Yeah. It causes you to be tempted to, you know, just, you know, forget who helped you get there. You know, you start getting a little excited about the success, and you know, you'll maybe take for granted the emotions, the communications, the things that were needed, that are needed to maintain relationships. You don't want to repeat old cycles. You don't want to repeat the old cycles. You want to keep the communication. You want, because see, we have, you know, Four of Wands energy here. You know, we got to remember that, you know, you were vulnerable, and you may not really want to trust anybody. And sometimes, you know, you'll trust people long enough just to get what you need, but then you'll, you know, start being afraid. So just, because again, the Nine of Cups, you know, we have the Nine of Cups twice in reverse under manifest success. What does it say again? Master your destiny by making use of your skills. So harness the creative forces to bring about success and achieve your goals. So again, what I get out of that, having the Nine of Cups come out twice in reverse, you know, stay humble and don't think that you got here all on your own. Don't think that you're successful all by yourself, and start pushing people away. You know, don't use people, don't have people, you know, come on board to help you when you're down. And then when you're up, again, you start pushing them away because you don't want to share. That's what I get out of that. Okay. During your retreating phase, you know, you're going to have to, you know, resist temptation. You're retreating and pulling back because you're closing out cycles, and you're, you know, dealing with things. We're not sweeping things under the rug, you know. We're not. We're dealing with things, you know. But the Judgment card in reverse is here, which means that things may not feel fair. You know, again, you may have to move on without apologies, without things being fixed, you know, and that's why you feel so weak, because, you know, things aren't quite fixed, but you got to move on anyway. You got to find the strength to let go and move on, even when there's disagreement, even when there's no apology, when there's no understanding. You got to move on anyway. Even when it's not fair. Disagreement is a horrible place. I have a poem that I wrote called Disagreement, or something like that. I'll attach it to this video about disagreeing, how it makes people feel. It's just a horrible place to exist. Because, you know, I did a sermon on the forgiveness process. The forgiveness process is very important. And it's not a perfect process. It's just a guide. And you have to find yourself within that process and, you know, and accept things where they are. Accept things where they are. It's not a perfect system, but it can get you from the beginning, middle, to the end of something. And a part of the forgiveness process is accepting the fact that you're going to have to disagree on some things and still move on. That's hard. It's been very hard for me. Very, very hard. And, you know, sometimes we can get caught up in people, places, and things, and ideas and behaviors and drugs and alcohol, because we're waiting for acknowledgement. We're waiting for an apology that is never going to come in the name of disagreement. Even though we owe each other healing. We owe it to each other. But not everyone is willing to offer healing to each other, to another person. We have to accept it when it happens to us. We have to accept it, and we have to move on. We have to retreat, let God, you know, do it in His way and His timing. And when He do, you know, He positions us to learn new things. And some of the best places to learn new things from is our family and friends, lovers, going to school, you know, family and friends, their bloodline is always there. That's our birthright. But then God may bring, you know, neighbors and friends, and, you know, just other people around, you know, people at church, whatever, during this vulnerable time. These are the people that help give you strength. And it may not be everybody at once. It may be, you know, a select few people, you know. And when you're, you know, manifesting success, as you're manifesting success, you're getting stronger, you're getting better. You know, just don't forget, you know, about the people who have held you down to help you get there. You know, don't get a big head, or don't let these people play on you either. You know, just because somebody helped you get on your feet, don't mean you owe them the rest of your life either. There's balance there. Just because some people help you, don't mean you owe them your entire life. And once you get there, don't forget about the people that helped you get there, and be generous. You don't owe people your life, but then you need to be generous still too. These people invested in you. Remember them, although you don't necessarily owe them. You don't owe them, but they did invest in you. And it's called reaping and sowing, you know, sowing and reaping. Just remember the balance. That's all. That's it. All right, guys, that's the message. Love you guys. If you need a personal reading, you can email me at DrLesiaThePreacha@gmail.com. And also, if you've been blessed by this message and it made some type of sense to you and it resonated, it did for me, then my Cash App is $Dr. Lesia the Preacha. Thank you guys. Bye.